Beyond the Mic with Sean Dillon.
We're joined on the Starline by actor, producer, singer, and former model. You've seen him in Black Hawk Down, Helen of Troy, Shiner, and many other projects. His latest thriller is the film Protocol 7. We welcome Matthew Marsden.
Thank you for having me.
Matthew, let's go beyond the mic. Why did this script intrigue you so much?
Well, all right, it's a great question. I think initially the thing that really drew me to it was obviously timing, right? We had the pandemic, the COVID-19 and all that malarkey. And I actually came out because I got COVID-19 and I said, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait to have the vaccine. And I got attacked like you would not believe. I'm like, hang on a second. This is not a rational reaction to me just saying, I'm going to wait, right? Not that I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait. And then the more and more I dug into it, the more I saw, because I'm a curious kind of individual, the more and more I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. I'm not going down this way. And then I saw the reaction that some people were having to other people that said, look, I've had adverse reactions to this, and they were immediately dismissed. I'm like, this is not right either, right? Like you don't just, there's this kind of like weirdness where people are just saying, no, there cannot be, there's no reactions, and you know the person that fell over and died, or the person that was having shakes, or the person that had head to foot welts, or whatever it might be, they're just being told that they're crazy. And clearly, I mean, I don't know if they're all crazy, but I think that you should actually ask the question and be okay to ask the question. I think that's a fundamentally American thing.
What made working with this cast and crew special for you?
Well, I think that's part and parcel of it, right? So as I was saying that I started questioning these things, which brought the screenplay onto me, right? So the screenplay made a lot more sense. I started asking more questions, whereas before I would just dismiss it. So it's the same thing with the cast. You know, you had a really, really great cast, had great producers, and all they wanted to do was, you know, kind of be okay with asking the question, right? Like be okay with asking questions.
Matthew, what do you want moviegoers to take away from this film?
I just think that for film goers to enjoy themselves, firstly, because, you know, we absolutely got sick to death of being preached to on movies, I think. And this certainly isn't a movie that preaches. I think it's a movie that asks a lot of questions and encourages people to ask a lot of questions. And that's, as I said, it's a fundamental thing to do that, to go and ask those questions. You know, not to be lambasted for. I mean, whatever area it is, right? It doesn't just have to be in one particular area. In whatever area it is, just to be curious and to maybe open your mind on some things that you might not have been open to before.
Matthew Marsden from Protocol 7 joins us beyond the mic, and I'm a curious guy, so it's time for the Rockin' 8 random questions. Answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. There's no pressure.
Okay.
Favorite type of cookie?
Oatmeal raisin.
Best thing about your wife, Nadine?
Too many to list.
Safe answer, my friend.
But true, but absolutely true. We were married 19 years yesterday, so that's...
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
What was the first motorbike you ever got? And do you still have it?
First motorbike I got was a CBR 600 Honda, and I do not have it. I used to race them.
I know. I was intrigued by it. Will West Brom get promoted to the Premier League next year?
Hopefully.
Why do you say hopefully?
I'm an eternal optimist. Well, because, you know, I don't know. It's so difficult right now with the teams coming down. You know, for the Americans, don't know, like 3 teams come down and then 3 teams go back up. And the money is so astronomical with the ones that come down. I don't know, because West Brom were teams. So a team that did that for many years. So I hope so. You recently saw Madness. What's the next thing you want off your bucket list? You know, I got asked last year to go and do a tour of the UK to do like a big band thing, like the Rat Pack Christmas. And for some reason, it didn't happen. I think it would be nice to go back and do something like that, as in, you know, resurrect and do some more singing, because I haven't done it in 20 years. I got burnt by the industry. So I've had a few people ask me, so I'd like to go back and maybe do that.
That industry has a tendency to burn.
It does. It does.
Would you rather do short form or long form content now?
Long form, I think. I like getting into the weeds with people. Yeah.
You're a history buff, so what's your favorite history topic that no one ever mentions?
That is a great, great question. I think the Crusades, I did something on the Crusades recently. People people talk about the Crusades like it's something that is like a monolithic thing, like it's one thing, and they don't understand that it's broken up over multiple years. I should have said like something like the Roman Empire, right? Doesn't everyone say the Roman Empire? But no, I think the Crusades, definitely.
If you were a studio head, would you make a Mad Max movie now with Mel Gibson returning?
100%.
What role would you want in that movie?
I'll be the producer of it. It's funny, as I've got older, I have less and less desire to be in front of the camera and more desire to be behind the camera, because the decisions that get made by people are so stupid. Why make a Mad Max movie, call it Mad Max, and not have Mad Max in it? It's silly. You may as well just do something completely separate. And I think that Mad Max with Mel Gibson in it would be massive. I think everyone would go and see that. So it makes you think, like, why aren't they doing it? It's a very, very low hanging fruit.
I'm going to sneak in one more. What gives you joy?
Life.
Why?
Because I try and appreciate every moment, because we never know when it will end.
It's time for One Big Question with Matthew Marsden from the movie Protocol 7 Beyond the Mic. You believe in doing one act of kindness to others, reaching outside your comfort zone. Why is it important for you to do so? And what was your last act of kindness? All
right. So the last act of kindness I did, I was actually at a store, and I'd seen this kid that was, he was maybe 17 years old, and he was working at the checkout. And when I was a kid, I grew up very, very poor. So I've been in that situation. I actually didn't work at the checkout. That was for the betters than me. I was the guy that cleaned all the produce department, which was a real pain in the butt. But he was so pleasant and so happy. I said to him, I just want to tell you, you're really, really good at your job, and you always make me smile when I leave here. And he said, oh, thank you very much, sir. And just as I said that, this woman was walking past. I said, excuse me, are you the manager? And she said, yes, I want to tell you, I know people come to you all the time complaining, but I want to tell you that this kid is a real credit to you and your team and your company. And she said, well, thank you very much. And she said, you are going to get a $5 gift voucher now for that, he said to the guy. So that was really... It's just silly things like that. Like, you can either open your mouth or not open your mouth. And it's just important, because you never know what people are going through. Like, they might be going through a really miserable time, and just one word of kindness will give them that little bit of hope to get them to the next day, or they'll remember it,
His first motorbike was a CBR 600, loves oatmeal raisin cookies, and wants you to watch his film, Protocol 7. Matthew Marsden, thanks for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And that, my friends, is a Beyond the Mic shortcut. If you're enjoying these conversations, please check out another Beyond the Mic episode to find more actors, artists, and people you need to know. We'd also appreciate a like and subscribe on the Good Pods app.